My name is Tom, and what I'm about to share is a chapter of my life I never thought I would have to put into words. It's the kind of experience that tears you apart in places you never knew could break. It started with a gnawing instinct, the kind that robs you of sleep and whispers doubts you're desperate to silence. I tried to push it down, to drown it in excuses, but no matter how much I fought, it clawed its way back to the surface. Sarah and I had been married for almost 10 years. 9 years of building what I thought was a strong life together. From the outside we appeared picture perfect. 2 children, Ethan 6 and Lily 4. A warm home, stable jobs, evenings spent at the dinner table, bedtime routines filled with stories, and weekends at the park. We looked like happiness embodied. But fractures have a way of forming quietly. At first, they were barely noticeable. Her working late, offering casual explanations about endless deadlines or meetings that dragged on. I believed her. I wanted to believe her. After all, work can be demanding. Yet over time, her absences became harder to dismiss. Her phone was suddenly guarded, always locked, always face down. I'd see her fingers moving quickly across the screen, conversations hidden from me, while I forced myself to pretend not to notice. Calls were taken behind closed doors, her voice lowered, laughter muffled. I told myself I was just tired, maybe paranoid, but deep down I knew something was unraveling. The warmth between us was fading. Conversations grew shallow. Our bond felt strained. The closeness, the shared laughter, the sense of being true partners, it was all slipping away. I kept asking myself, where did the woman I married go? One night, when she crept in close to midnight, I couldn't brush it aside any longer. She looked drained, but her eyes carried more than fatigue. Hesitation, guilt, something unspoken. That was the moment I realized I couldn't keep living in uncertainty. I needed answers, no matter how much they would hurt. So, I did something I never imagined I'd be capable of. I set up a hidden camera in our living room. Just for a few days, I told myself. Just long enough to quiet the storm inside my chest. The next morning, after she left for work, I sat down to watch. My heart pounded as the footage rolled. For a while it was nothing, just Sarah coming home. But then, another figure stepped inside behind her. Tall, dark-haired, dressed casually. Stranger. My stomach twisted as I watched. It kissed. Not the polite kind, but one full of passion and familiarity. My hands shook as I replayed it again and again, hoping I was wrong. But there was no denying it. Sarah wasn't staying late at the office. She was with someone else. And then came the part that shattered me even deeper. Ethan and Lily came running down the stairs, their faces lighting up when they saw her and the man. My son shouted, "Uncle Chris!" and threw his arms around him like he belonged there. Lily followed, laughing as she wrapped herself around him too. I can't describe the weight of that moment. The man I had just seen kissing my wife was sitting in my living room, embraced by my children. He wasn't just a secret. He was already a part of their world, introduced as family while I remained blind. That night, when Sarah returned, I didn't yell. I didn't rage. I simply pressed play. I let her watch herself betray me. Her face collapsed under the weight of it. Shock, shame, guilt flashing all at once. She didn't deny it. She didn't spin a story. She admitted everything. Chris was a coworker. It had started innocently. Conversations, companionship, but loneliness had twisted it into more. She told me I had grown distant, too focused on my own world to notice hers falling apart, and that she found in him the attention she craved. Her words sliced through me. She wasn't just confessing, she was shifting the blame. But I knew the truth. I had tried. I had fought for us. I just hadn't realized she had already let go. I couldn't forgive what she had done. I couldn't erase the image of that man on my couch, holding my children, stepping into a role that was mine alone. Promises to end it meant nothing now. Once trust is shattered, it doesn't simply return. The hardest part was facing Ethan and Lily. They were too young to understand betrayal, but children sense when the ground beneath them shifts. I held them close and promised that no matter what happened, I would never stop being their father. My love for them would never break, even if the marriage had. The next day I filed for divorce. Staying would have meant living a lie, and I refused to raise my children in a home poisoned by secrets. Sarah begged, pleaded, promised she would do anything to repair it, but some wounds cut too deep. Felt like my life had collapsed. But in the ruins I discovered something. Truth, no matter how painful, is the only path forward. Lies rot everything they touch, but honesty, brutal as it may be, clears the ground so something new can be built. That's what I'm doing now. Rebuilding. Healing. Not just for myself, but for Ethan and Lily, who deserve a father who refuses to give up on them. Our family doesn't look the same anymore. It's fractured, scarred, but we are learning how to move forward. Because real love isn't only in the vows you make. It's in the promises you honor. And mine remains simple.